Hello. Oh, it's very high, isn't it? I perhaps need to lower this a bit, I think, or just tilt it. Can you tilt for me, darling? Good evening, everybody. Um, I swear to goodness, Bobby, if you keep talking about this chili sauce, there'll be conniptions. Give me a sec. Give me a sec while I fix this damn thing. There we go. That's about right, I think. Trying to get it straight. Me straight. as if, darling. Good evening, everybody. So, let me see who's here first. So we've got Bobby. Hi, Bobby. Hi, Leanne. Hi, Danny. Grumpy Vegan Grandad in the chat here, guys. Is Danny Shepherd that I had the chat with here in the kitchen that time. He's just started his own channel, that channel there, Grumpy Vegan Grandad. There's only a couple of vlogs on there. If you could go and give him a sub, that would be so awesome, please. I think he's going to be a fun channel. Well, it's going to be like this channel, I should imagine, you know, chatting about all kinds of things. And so, right, good evening, Danny. Good evening, Imran. Good evening, Leanne. Hello, Hannah. Hello, Tom. Hi, Hedge. Hi, Nicola. Hi, Vicky. Hi, Iona. Hi, Bev. Hi, Bobby. Have I covered everybody? I think I have. Right, so each of the things that I'm going to talk about with you this evening, had a chat with Jason before he went teaching tonight and just said, would you mind if I did a live on my own, or would you rather me wait for you to come home? And he said, I'm really not going to be in the mood. He's worked all day. He's teaching until 8:30. Oh, hello, Stuart. The library is open. I'm not going to tell anyone to subscribe to you anymore, Miss Stuart, Mary, and Martha Crowther, until you get your first video up, because your channel's been open ages now and you've got loads of subscribers waiting for you. Hi, Leslie. So, right, here we are. First things first, I want to talk about Jon Venus and Eggate, because I know that a lot of YouTubers have been talking about this, have been kind of covering it and giving their perspective. I wanted to give mine, so I'm going to chat about Jon Venus and Eggate. Then I want to chat about the election tomorrow, and then I would love to have a chat about my emotions this week, which have been all over the place. But let me say first that I am not at all angry with or judgmental of what Jon did or why he did it. In fact, probably going against the grain with a lot of people here, I think that a father experimenting with things with the thought of what if this is best for my child is actually quite admirable. It was a failed experiment. We all know now it didn't work. My only gripe with what Jon did is that he didn't take us along for the experience. Because as a vegan of, you know, in our 6th year now, and having seen people like Tim Sheaf, who we were great admirers of until that whole thing happened, and having seen from, I'm not going to mention any other names, but there is another YouTuber that we were connected with and that I've blocked out of my life because of advice that YouTuber got from health professionals telling them to pull away from social media for 6 months, and they didn't. So I did it for them. Who is also obsessed with bodybuilding. I understand that there's a big thing about eggs and bodybuilding, and it always seems to be people who are bodybuilders. Let me just read some of your comment. Right. See, now I haven't, this is the thing, I haven't watched too much of what went on. I know the basics of the story, and I just wanted to kind of have a little bit of a chat about it. I'm not going to hate on Jon, to be honest with you. I met Jon at Vegan Camp Out last year, and he was just a really nice, friendly, approachable guy. This year, sorry. He was a really nice, genuine, approachable guy. And I think he's made a big foof, and I know that he might have, we all get defensive when we're called out for things, I think. So yeah, I'm not going to be hating on him. However, everyone's entitled to their feelings and opinions about this, obviously. And I'm not trying to change anybody's mind. I just wanted to give my perspective. I was actually more upset with another YouTuber who, talking about the story, said, when you were called out for those eggs in the fridge, you should have just lied about it and said there was someone else's. That bothered me more than actually, only because I hate lies. It's like, you know, don't ever cover something up. You get called out and it's true, you know. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. I shall watch a little bit more. But anyway, I'm not going to massively judge him, Jon. We can all be assholes. We can all be assholes, you know. And he made a mistake, and he's owned it, and he might have been a bit deflective and defensive, but hopefully we can all kind of move past it now. I think that'd be nice. Right. And I've read that from a lot of people, Bev, that he was very defensive and silly in his responses with vegan gains, but I haven't watched that yet, so I can't speak about it. So yeah, there's all of that. There's all of that that we've talked about. Unless anybody else wants to carry on. I know his wife's a nutritionist. His brother's a doctor. I know all these things. 36 of you watching and only 14 likes. Karen, I mean, please, can you help us? The more likes you get, the more chance you've got of people watching. I agree, Danny. He had absolutely no reason to eat eggs. What I said before, though, was it seems to be a trend amongst bodybuilders, and I think maybe it's only a certain age bracket, maybe 20 to 40, maybe. I could be wrong, but I've seen it's been evident for the last couple of years in somebody that I still consider a friend, but until the 6 months is up, I am not unblocking. It's like, don't tell me that you've been advised to go away from social media for 6 months and then stay on it, because I will block you out. So I'm not a part of what you've been told you shouldn't do and have agreed not to do. That's just it's a convoluted story. Maybe it's the one I'll tell at some point. Thank you for upping the likes, guys. Much appreciated. Can we talk a little about the election tomorrow? Can we just talk a little about the election tomorrow? I've posted a couple of things, actually. Do you know what? In fact, for those of you not connected with me on Facebook, I'm going to read a couple of the things that I've written over the last couple of days. Oh, am I not even logged in on here? Oh, I am. Thank goodness. Because sometimes I have to deal with things creatively, but this one was not creative at all. It was actually quite final, I think is the word, and it's definitely how I'm feeling at the moment. Then I tried to write something creative about the money tree. I want to read you that as well, because I think it's an interesting analogy. Even me, after I was like, oh, that's quite interesting. So my first status said, if after all the news, all the revelation and mainly all the video of the last few months, actual words spoken from actual mouths. If after all of this you plan to vote Tory on Thursday, then I repeat what I posted a few weeks ago. Please disconnect from me on here, in life, completely and totally. It doesn't matter if you're a simple acquaintance, an actual friend, or even a family member. You are all that I despise and everything I try to fight against. I try to be accepting, understanding of others, but I can't with this. I wish you well, but I stand for the many. And that's just about people voting Conservative. It's not about, I'm not saying you better vote Labour because I am. It's basically, if you vote Conservative after all that's gone on, after the man hiding in a fridge to get away from a reporter, refusing to look at a picture of a child on a hospital floor when a reporter kept showing, and then taking the reporter's phone and snatching it away. The recent report from an independent fact checker that makes it very clear that 88% of Conservative advertisements have been false and 0% of Labour. I do not get how, no, well, I do get how people can support the Conservative Party, because it's a bit like people supporting Trump in America, isn't it? It's people supporting somebody who justifies parts of themselves that are frowned upon by the rest of society. Racism, bigotry, sexism, the rich gathering around their pots, you know, looking down on people, making it much more difficult to claim benefits, even people who are disabled. This is our country. This is our country. Them brown uns coming over here, being given houses and loads of benefits. What gets me is when people say illegal immigrants coming over here being given huge houses, and I'm like, actually, illegal immigrants don't get anything at all because they're illegal. They might find employment, but they can't claim a damn thing because they're illegal. So yeah, that's where I'm at with it all at the moment. I am voting Labour tomorrow because I have read the manifesto, because what I understand of it as a layman, I completely agree with. I'm not saying I understand the full Labour Party manifesto. Of course I don't. It's not my job to. But from what I've read, if you can do this by harvesting that tree, which brings me on to my next Facebook post, please do. What's that library open saying? What have I missed? Someone couldn't promise. It's war on the telly. And Boris, yeah, hid in a fridge. Actually, hid in a fridge. Terrifying. So then I came up with this little story about the money tree. Can I share this with you? Because I liked it. You know, it's good that when you write something, then you're like, I like that as an analogy. Could the 12 of you watching who haven't liked the video please consider liking it, because you're watching, or dislike it if you don't like me. You know, I'd rather you be honest. Just don't be horrible. There's far too much horrible already in this world. We can all be nice to each other, can't we? Right, so actually there is a magic money tree. It stands proud and tall, dripping in wealth. The very rich form the branches, whilst some business owners and big corporations are the bark. The leaves are made up of the working class wealthy. They've been convinced by the bark and the branches that someone is coming to cut them off and leave them blowing in the wind. You know, like that guy on Question Time who earned 80 grand and was absolutely positive that he wasn't one of the 5% or even the top 50%, like him. He's one of them. Some are willing to hear the truths whispered by the grass and the flowers. Other leaves have convinced themselves that they are a common leaf, not of the ilk of those at the very top of the tree, and they will be hurt the most. They don't see their own size, or they refuse to. Then there are the leaves on the floor. They were cut from the tree and told they were pushed. The grass and flowers were blamed. The leaves believed it, even though it was impossible. They believe everything the bark and the branches say. That tree should be harvested properly. There's plenty to go around. Only with proper harvesting can it flourish, and the bark, branches and stubborn leaves need to know this. Let Labour harvest it. The Tories only want to build a bigger wall around it and a stronger net underneath it. It is already hidden enough, but we see, we all see. And that links in, that is finished now, that links in with that beautiful Turkish proverb, which paraphrased at the bottom. The forest kept shrinking, but the trees kept voting for the axe. His wooden handle had them convinced he was one of them. So yeah, I'm voting for Labour tomorrow. I'm voting for Labour because I want people to have a good retirement age and not work themselves to death. And when they're ill, I want them to have a good nurse and a good doctor to go and see who's employed and paid well. And when they're in trouble, I want them to be able to call the police or the fire brigade, who are also paid well. And I want them, when they leave school and get their first job, to have access to affordable social housing that maybe one day they could afford to buy. I want people to help each other, and I don't want the rich and greedy to continue wearing those horrible plastic bibs the babies wear with a big trough at the bottom, collecting all their crumbs, because it's like, you don't need everything, mate. So yeah, so very much we are voting Labour tomorrow. And it's been I think largely because of the election, to be honest. It's been a very emotional week for me. I've had a couple of bawling sessions, Tony, looking at pictures of my cats and things. And then yesterday I got caught completely off guard. So me and Jason, about 3 or 4 months ago, we started filling this laundry bag full of clothes that we'd never worn for over a year, or didn't fit us anymore, or were unlikely to wear again. And then it got put in the spare room because we both have hoarding qualities about us. And then yesterday, while Jason was at work, I thought, right, because we planned to have a clear out over Christmas, I thought, right, I can start this now. There's no reason why I can't. So that laundry bag that was already half full, maybe a bit more than half, I got that out and I continued to fill it up with stuff. And I got a few vegetarian, good evening, Christine and Nikki and Tom and Laura. And I think it's for you. And Graven, good evening to you all. If I didn't say good evening at the beginning, good evening to you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. I got this bag out and I carried on filling it up. Now, there's a charity shop at the top of where I live, and it's for a little local animal charity. So I filled this bag up, and then I filled a bag for life up with some vegetarian cookbooks, and then I had these 2 pairs of shoes that I'd bought a good few years ago. Tried selling them a couple of times, they've just never gone, because they're very drag light, but they're only a size 7, and it's very rare with drag queens to get a size 7. I bought them thinking they were an 8. Anyway, I put them in a bag. Then I comes across this Yeah, thank you all for all the likes. Well pointed out, Bobby. If anybody said anything, by the way, that I need to pay attention to, or you wanted me to see and I haven't, rather than me scrolling all the way back, we just write it again. Let me show you this. So, sorry guys, this is leather, but I've had this for 30 years. This is, and it actually stinks. This is a Wonder Bag. Does anyone remember them when they first came out? Wonder Bags, they were huge. And this was when Gemini was first DJing in Morecambe and Preston. This was a handbag. So yesterday, I was going through it. And I don't even know if you'll be able to see it. I came across this. And that is Gemini's lipstick, circa 1995, that would have been kept in the lipstick holder and mirror within the bag. You can't get that shade anymore, not that I would, because it's bourgeois. But have you ever cried for the person you used to be? I remember Oprah Winfrey wording it that way once. Crying for the person you used to be. Hi, Robin. Hi, Tritness. And yeah, the thought of that bag, of me giving away that memory, that tangible, touchable memory of the me I used to be, broke me. I was a slobbering, gibbering wreck right here in my own kitchen with all my neighbours looking. Well, they weren't looking. But you know, that's just one of several kind of points this week where I've just been sat kind of bawling, and I think it's been from its frustration. It's been oh, bye, Celtic Viking Coda. Why are you leaving? I think that's been largely bye. Yes, take care. I think that's largely just been seeing people write things like, I'm not voting for Labour because I can't stand Corbyn. I thought we were voting for policies, for a party, for a package, not a person. It seems everything's a kind of celebrity battle these days. It is a worrying time. It's terrifying. Oh, I do let them out. Hey, dry. I have no qualms. I mean, it's a bit shocking sometimes when it happens in the middle of Oldham, let's say, but I can usually find a bush to go and light a cigarette near whilst it passes. But Jason's much the same these days, to be honest with you. Jason is far more emotional than he ever used to be. Hug. I'll have a hug. Everybody have a hug. Hug me. Hug me back. Got my arms around the camera. Hug me. Yeah, renationalisation would be such a fantastic thing. I mean, economically speaking, the changes that Labour are talking of are going to take a good, probably 7 to 10 years, really, to put into practice and for us to start seeing the benefits of them. But it's worth it. We've just had 10 years of Tory rule, and I am so sick of reading about child poverty and homelessness and disabled people killing themselves because they've been sanctioned, and LGBTQ rights being taken away, and these constant false promises. 40 hospitals, 26, 16, or 6 actually. I'm just tired of it all. And what a lot of people are not aware of are the new tax avoidance laws that are coming to effect in January 2020. This is why Boris Johnson has been desperately trying to get Brexit done before January, because he doesn't want this law to be the law of the land in Britain, which basically stops the very rich, including corporations, from avoiding their fair share of tax. Have any of you heard of that one? January it comes in. Sorry about it back. Urban. Oh, the tax thing, have you heard about it too then? It's like, just if you're interested, search EU tax law 2020, tax avoidance law. In fact, just EU tax avoidance 2020, and it'll come up. It's very, very interesting. Oh, good evening, Phil, by the way. Phil, who said 30,000 new nurses, and has it been costed? Them's the important bits. Have they been costed? Is it actually possible? Has it been costed? Because, you know, that's why I'm very approving of the new tax laws of Labour, and hope that they get in, because it won't start affecting you until you earn £89,000 a year or above, and then it's only £24 extra in tax a month or a week. I can't remember stock quote, but it's one of them. If you're earning 90 grand, do you know what I mean? You probably spend 24 quid a week on ridiculous stuff you don't need. You can afford to put it back in pot to help your mum or your gran or your grandson or your daughter. So have I missed? I need to just have a quick look up, because I said if anybody's got anything to say to me, say it again. Oh, what a lovely name. Do you know I love Welsh names? Thank you for the quitch. Bywyd? I said your name right, Bywyd, and if I have, very good evening to you and welcome. So let me scooch down a bit. Jeremy helps cousin. There. No, I think I've caught up. Oh no, that sounds nice actually. Fried tofu with sweet chili sauce. I'm in there, Bobby. Just don't put it in my plate. I'm not having it. Oh yes, you're right. The library is open. Stuart, who's in Tenerife at the moment. The two Lib Dems have kind of stepped down to kind of ensure that the Labour candidate has the best chance there. So yeah, that's very interesting. Another thing I wanted to talk to you about was movies. One of our lovely subscribers recommended a movie to us last week called Train to Busan. Train to Busan, darling. It were good. It were good. It were a very good Oriental, because I'm not sure where, like Oriental zombie film set on a train. Oh my God, it was good. Ain't it good, Imran? Oh, loved it. Well, that got recommended. Is it Korean? Oh, it was good. Lead fella were gorgeous. Little girl actress, brilliant. Zombies were horrible. It were all kind of believable. Well, do you know what I mean? If you're a zombie believer, you got to dispel. You got to suspend your disbelief, haven't you, when you're watching movies? I do anyway. I enjoy to watch a movie and get right in there and everything. And then last night, oh my God, emotional. Stan and Ollie on Amazon. Please believe me when I say I had no idea about what those guys went through at the end of the latter part of their careers. I had no idea that they came on a tour in Britain. Amazing. If you can watch Stan and Ollie, the performances were incredible. The end will break you into a million pieces. It made you couldn't breathe for a couple of seconds. Oh, it was harsh. Really harsh. Speed for that. Calm yourself down. So the cold's getting a lot better. I've still been drinking these teas from Organic India. This is another ginger and turmeric. And they're very, very enjoyable. Now, has anybody not seen our sausage plat video? If you haven't, after this, please go and have a look. We revamped it for 2019. We did the recipe originally in 2017, and it's one of our most popular videos on Facebook. It's over 16,000 views now. But we remade it. We remade it and it's such a festive video. There's Christmas music in it and Christmas graphics and a gorgeous festive pastry plat / Wellington anyone can make, and I guarantee everyone will enjoy. I swear to God. Oh, Dale and Tucker versus Evil. Is that a funny horror? I'll keep my eye out for that one then. Is that one on Netflix or Amazon? Does anybody know? I'm starving and all. And Jay's home about 8:30. And I've got no idea what we're having tonight for us dinner, to be honest with you. We had noodles last night. I did noodles with a tin of like pork medallions from Wing Yip, suitable for vegetarians and vegans. They were all right. The texture was nice. There wasn't much flavour to them, but I wanted loads of sauce in my noodles. No, have you only just got in, Leanne? Bless you. Oh, have you enjoyed it, Graven Mars? Have you watched it all? Have you slammed it that quick? 2 seasons. Wowzers. That's fast, honey. That's even faster than we did it. But we enjoyed it. Yeah, we like a noodle dish here. It's that cheap, lazy vegan's fault, Rose. It's her fault. Bibimbap's her fault and all. As mentioned in the Bibimbap video. It's all come from her. She's trouble, that one. Making me have to go shopping and buy new things like gotcha jank. Do you know, I'm still yet to try these Richmond sausages, me and Jason. We've not been able to find them yet. Gutted. Dying to try them. I've heard so many really, really good things about them. Do you like the new lights, by the way? Does the light seem any better than usual? I'll still look crap. I'm 50, full of a cold, and I live up north. Give me a break. But, you know, generally, is the light better? See, everyone's saying this. I know, I want the sausages. Someone bring me some. Oh, I want a Richmond vegan sausage. Honey, would you get me a Richmond vegan sausage? I'm actually dying to try one. Richmond sausage. Right. Boo it. That's not right, is it? How I'm saying it. Write how you say it. Write it here how you say it, so I know. Boo it. Hey, it's not wrong with veganism, Vietnamese food. Lovely. Bow it. Or bow it. Like, you know, if you've lent somebody all your David albums and they say, I love him now, does that mean they've been bowed? Fridge, I've heard, Ed Ryder. Somebody told me fridge with all the meat sausages in Sainsbury's, but I've not seen them yet. Is it in Tesco? We're not in our local Tesco. We've tried. Oh, I'm not angry about it. I just want some. You know what I mean? I want to try some. Bowed hovered. All right, all my lovely. I like it. So yes, if anybody else has any other film recommendations, check out Black on Netflix. Korean horror drama. It's wonderful. Is it a series or a film, Graven? We will look. Oh, that's lovely. Lovely life. Very nice. Bowed Hovrit. What's a Bowed Hovrit? It will be if Labour get in tomorrow. See, I lost it then. Never been good at Welsh accents. Could do most others. Honest. Right good at some. Oh, Francie. The tofurkey Italian style sausages. Please trust me on this, right? Mash some potatoes, chop some black olives into that mash, and have those sausages with a grilled tomato. And that might happen to your face, because it did to me. Did a good one. The phone to the night. All right. Well, I can only say certain things, Annette. I like to play rugby, which I don't. I do like to watch rugby, though. Strangely. Oh, I've never thought of putting black olives in potato salad. That sounds really good. And grilled tomato, Francie. If you like tomato. I just usually cut one in half and fry the flat sides with a bit of salt and pepper. Beautiful. Beautiful. Or grilled. You could grill them, they're just quicker to fry. You know, little non-stick pan. You know what I look like? This t-shirt. Paul in the 60s. I forgot to tell you this part. It's very important. Stuart and I have had a chat with Gemini and miasma and said, hey girls, this here alternative queen speech, are you doing it? And they were like, try and stop it, honey. So there will be released on this channel at 3 p.m. on Christmas Day a pre-recorded alternative Queen's speech. And we would love you to tune in for it if you could. Or should I make it later? Because the Queen's is at 3 o'clock, isn't it? Or would it be best at the same time? Tell me here, what do you think? 3 o'clock or 5 o'clock? But yeah, we're definitely doing it. We're going to review the year. Hiya, Kat. Nice to see you, darling. Hi, Serenity. I don't know if I've said hi to you, darling. Hi, Francie, of course. I've chatted to you and don't know if I actually said hi. Hi, Karen. Hi, Phil. Hi, Deborah. There's so many of you coming to chat. We love that. Right. Right, so yes. Oh, who's talking about? Do you know what the best milk is for hot drinks? Cocoa. If you live in Britain. Honestly, it's the best for cereal and hot drinks. Drunk it 5 years. Not sponsored by them or anything. We did get a box 12 off them once though, because we like about 3 years ago. Because Jason contacted us on Facebook and said, hey, your milk were lovely. No, it's coconut milk. KO. Love Marmite on toast. Love it. Have you tried Marmite and peanut butter on toast? Or get this, on celery. Oh, it's good. Oh, it's good. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, Nikki, what a lovely thing to say. Oh, you make me smile with comments like that. So anyway, I'm not getting rid of my wonder bag. I put it in a box of memories or something, but it's too important to me at the moment. And I'd love to know how that lipstick got in there. Because Gemini weren't ever one, hasn't ever been one, isn't one now, to leave a lot of messy residue around her lipstick, especially the Bourjois Esprit Fripon, because back then it was 12 quid. We were expensive, but we're out with it. Can I do a fake American accent? Of course I can. Whereabouts though? Oh, what were you singing, Imran? Do you know what my favorite American accent is? Boston. I love Boston. I love it. Pretty vacant. What, is that a tune or something? I'm getting lost over here. Oh, right, okay. Oh, thanks, Francie. Midwestern American. So, Midwestern, is that more like pronounced like this? Is it more kind of, hi, I'm going to the store, do you need anything? Is that Midwestern? I don't even know. I don't even know. No Caster English? What's that? Oh, I love Chris, the vegan zombie. Oh, bless your heart. Bless your heart, honey. I think I can. I do like a southern accent. Look at that ass. Looks like two pigs fighting under a blanket. You know, I think when I love a film and I love the character in the film, I find the accent very easy to pick up. And if you've ever seen Night Mother, uh, an incredible play written by Marsha Norman, I believe, and the film version is Anne Bancroft and City Spacek. It's one of the most incredible, powerful, beautiful, heart-wrenching stories ever. And I'm a huge fan of Anne Bancroft. I absolutely adore her in everything I've ever seen her in. One of my favourite films one of my favourite films of hers is Gabbo Talks, which I talk about a lot. But Night Mother is incredible. Oh, night, Sal. Sal. I'm missing people leaving. I'm so sorry. Oh. Night, Roku. Thank you so much for joining us. Night, Bawed. Right. That's a completely different part of the UK then. I'm just reading. Right. Ah, there you go. Right. Good night, Sal. Anne Bancroft was indeed married to Mel Brooks. And if you have, there are 3 of her films that I absolutely adore and that hold a very dear place in my heart. One of them is 84 Charing Cross Road, which is based on a true story. One of them is Night Mother, which is a play written by Marsha Norman, and the other one is Gabbo Talks. Or did I say that one first? Anyway, she's amazing. She's like amazing. I adore her work. Of course, Torchsong trilogy as well. Favorite Mel Brooks film? Probably it's going to have to be The Producers, I think. I've seen Young Frankenstein with what's she called? Not Bernadette Peters, because she's the singer. That's strange woman with the strange voice who's in Clue. Hot Flames. Grabbing at my throat. Can't remember her name, but she's amazing. Yeah, The Producers is brilliant. And I tell you honestly as well, I also saw the stage version at the Royal Exchange, and it was incredible. God, it was good. So good. So yes, if anybody does fancy watching an Anne Bancroft film, look for either Garbo Talks or Night Mother, because they're both incredible movies, incredible films with beautiful message, very important to see, very great. Springtime for Hitler and Germany. Ba, 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 ba. Great song. It's a great musical. That's the thing about it. Blazing Saddles, of course, with Gene and the other man. Oh, sorry. Me sticking my nose in when I'm not wanted. Gene Wilder, thank you. And what's the other guy called? Madeline Kahn. That's her. Oh my God, she is hilarious. That woman. She's incredible. Have you ever had to deal with a stalker or over-obsessed fan? No, not at that level yet. Scary thought though, that, isn't it? Yeah, because somebody told me off about doing my live walking vlogs and said, "Are you stupid? You're doing them near your house." And I'm like, well, you know what I mean? I lock my doors at night and I know how to press 999. But no. I think everyone's really friendly. Apart from our serial dislikers, of course, who often dislike what we do before it's even been on 30 seconds. But I kind of feel bad for people like that. You know, that dislike something just for no reason whatsoever, maybe because they dislike you as a person. Because it's like, I mean, if it gives you a bit of joy, do you know what I mean? If you get something out of it that's pleasant for you, pleasurable, then go for it. But I would ask myself why doing something negative would make me feel good, because it never does with me. And if I don't like a video on YouTube, know what I do? Go to another one. That's what I do. I go to another video. It's like somebody should write it in a book or something, you know. YouTube etiquette. And I've seen, I nearly did, this is why I said I'm glad I've done this, because I noticed a lot of people vlogging a lot about Jon Venus after the whole Leggate thing, and I was like, you don't really have this much to say about the issue. This is just for views, and I'm not going to jump on that bandwagon. I'll just chat about it along with other things in a live at some point. Hence, here we are. Jerry Lewis and women aren't funny, oh brother. Graven, yes, I'm really hoping to. Oh, I must tell you as well, and I'm not just saying this because if it were crap, I'd tell you. Paul and Gemma, because Hench's real name is Paul, you know, sent us their recipe book really kindly. They know we're not made $1 and just said, yeah, guys. So straight away I was like, Hench, can I do one of these recipes in a video? And he was like, yeah, of course you can. You know, honestly, that bloke and his lovely missus are two of the nicest people, not just on YouTube, but that I've ever met in my life. You can look at them both dead in the eyes and you can see that they're genuine, real, good, honest people. And I love that. And kind as well, it turns out. Oh, what's going on? Well, I'm glad you love me, because I love you too. It's the human requirement. It's all that's required from us on this planet. Love each other. Just love each other. And those that you can't love, just walk away. Which is what I'm doing with Tory voters. You get what I'm saying? I'm done with it, man. Richard Pryor, thank you, Bev. So yeah, I mean, at some point, I would love for us to do an actual collab video with Hench. But I'd really like it to be us, those vegan guys, and Hench and Gemma. I would love that. I would also love the same with Gorgie and Emma, because same thing with those two. Good, grassroots, salt of the earth, honest, good people. Because I've been a little bit disappointed, you know, in the YouTubers Unite thing. I wanted that to go a bit further. Maybe it will. Maybe it will. Maybe I'm being impatient. I wanted it to go a bit further because it's all about helping people with less subs than yourself. And we need more of that, don't we? We need more people sharing their crumbs, sharing their recipes, sharing their pie if they've got plenty. Giving people a hand up, leaving a sign if they come across a rock on a dark road. It ain't rocket science being a decent human being, you know. It's really not, but it seems like it sometimes, doesn't it? Because a lot of people find it so difficult. So, yeah, well, I think maybe that's why I'm drawn to Hench, because and to Gorgie as well, and to the vegan, and to Noe Craig, and even Chris the vegan zombie, and just so many others I could mention, and the channels I asked everyone to subscribe to in that video the other night. Oh, Mrs. Mole's Vegan Kitchen as well. She's commented on quite a few of our videos. She's really trying to kind of lift her channel at the moment as well. But yeah, I think you can tell when somebody is in it for the right reasons. You know, it's like Hench is always apologetic for the videos that get him the most hits, but it's in getting him doing them videos that he's got so many subscribers, so that he can share all his good information with them. And he voices that. He actually says that in videos. He talks about that openly. And I think there aren't many YouTubers who, and maybe, and I'm not judging them for this because maybe that's not their bag, but don't actually give you much of themselves, of who they really are as a person at the core, what they're actually about. Oh, Mad Biker saw a video about Alan Turing. Then I found your channel and love all your great food tips and coverage of LGBT stuff. Oh, nice one, mate. Thank you so much. A little short film about Alan Turing. That was a real kind of labour of love, that. Borrowed camera, no budget, all mates on board. Asked for permission to film in Sackville Park, got told we had to pay £200. Didn't, filmed anyway. It was a nice film to be able to pass on to schools, free, of course, for them to start the conversation about Alan Turing and who he was and what he did, and, you know, and what the country did to him in the end. So, yeah, I think we've all got YouTube enemies in our, I think people, it's become so normalised to be cyber cruel, and it doesn't, perhaps some people do it without even acknowledging that they're doing it, because well, it's only online, I'm only disliking something. Yeah, but you are disliking something for no good reason and trying to affect somebody else's feelings in the process, and you should own that, because it's a real action you had to do. You had to actually do an action to do it. But I think because it's online, well, that's why there's so many ads, isn't there, about cyberbullying, because it's a real thing that really affects people, and particularly teens are terrible with it to each other. So I've watched Via Vegan before this. She did a mukbang with Janelle. She uploaded it yesterday. I watched it tonight. Made me hungry. She's another one to blame for my Oriental food obsession. Marky Dumpling, who isn't vegan, Cheap Lazy Vegan, and the Vegan, and Tabby Eats. All four of them, I blame. You're all to blame for my obsession with Oriental food. Be it Japanese, Chinese, Korean, wherever. It's going in here. It's your fault. I love them all though. Great YouTubers. Oh, I did look, Graven, but only very, very quickly. Only because I subscribed to so many people now, and when we're not watching YouTube, we're creating YouTube. It's become such a huge part of our lives. Any channel that you want to recommend to other people in this thread, because the links won't go here, post them in a comment on the video when it's finished, and they'll get flagged, but I'll approve them all, and just give us a little write-up about who it is and whatnot. And then we've all got a nice list there, then, haven't we? Don't have to be vegan YouTubers either. I'm trying to relax my refusal to accept Tory voting is now much stronger than my refusal to accept non-vegans who aren't even making an effort. Yeah, I think that's the best way to define what I'm trying to say. Oh, what's Angie done? Oh, good, Angie. People are jerks when... Right. 10-minute warning. We'll have another 10 minutes and then I'll get off, just in case anyone's got anything urgent they want to get out, or yeah, people, unfortunately, children are cruel. They can be very, very cruel. Which is awful, really, isn't it? That we live in that kind of world where that thing that it's all this, isn't it? Stand up for yourself, no matter what. It's get them before they get you. It's puts everyone in hypervigilance, which is not a good place to be. Trust me. Not too much, anyway. So yeah, I am still extremely on edge about the election tomorrow. I hope with every ounce of my being that most people vote Labour and give them a chance to harvest this tree. And yeah, we just got to see tomorrow now, haven't we? So I'll bid you all good night. I shall think of something lovely to cook for myself and my beautiful husband. I might actually very quickly put the oven on and do roasted veg again, because I've still got like a couple of parsnips, a couple of sweet potatoes, half a butternut squash, some carrots and some potatoes. I might just do roasted vegetable wraps again, which is another video of ours that we've uploaded recently. Check it out in the uploads folder on our channel. You'll see loads of stuff. We upload loads. If you come across this video later, please give it a like, give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to our channel if any of this has interested you at all. And thank you everybody for coming to chat. I deeply appreciate it, and look forward to speaking to you all soon. Thanks so much for watching. Be excellent to yourself and, of course, each other. Bye, my lovelies.